How's everybody doing? Okay, so I want to talk about revisiting model railroad layout scenery. And the reason why is because I know, well, I'm sure that every model railroader that builds a layout over a sort of long duration of time will go back and retweak scenery. Everybody does it because it's really difficult to really nail it like the first time around. Like when you're, creating and you're in the learning curve and you're moving along, you get better, your skills increase, and then when you look back behind you where you you go, oh, no, face palm, right? Like this has got to change, and that's going to be relative to, to everybody at whatever skill level they're at. But we all do it. Now, I want to mention a couple of things. There's a advanced scenery series coming up that I'm really excited about. That's going to show basically how I go from plywood to this kind of a look. And I also want to mention what I want to, oh yeah, okay, so see that creek back there? This creek? That creek, if you're wanting, there's a ditch in there, which is why everything grows so well in there. And it runs underneath, there's a culvert, and it comes out here at this culvert, if any of you were wondering. Okay, so now, for those of you that have been following the channel, you remember that I used to have a stand of big old growth trees right here. Like they were right in here. And they looked kind of cool, actually. Like when you walk up, it helps to break up this long span, which I kind of find that with layouts, oftentimes if we leave long runs like without breaks in them, the scene doesn't feel as large as it can be. And I find that when you put like breaks in, whether they're trees or buildings, like a bookend of a scene or one section to another, a transition zone, it makes the layout feel more immersive and larger. So those trees, like after looking at them for a while, I didn't really like them. There was something about them that they were just too up front and too large to be that far forward, even though they're in scale on this layout, because all these trees are only probably modeled to about, the tallest ones are like 150 feet, 160 feet, but a lot of the trees around here like exceed that all the time. So if you pull out your scale ruler, you'll see that a 12-inch tree is about, I think it's about 100 and, actually 12-inch tree is only about 85 or 90 feet, but it's somewhere in there. So a lot of my trees, even though people have mentioned, oh, they look large and out of scale, no, they're not. They're actually shorter than the prototypes of the trackside trees in my area. Now, I took those trees out and I put these trees in. I really love these trees right here. These are these aspen birch type trees, and I'm just so like hooked on them lately. And I'm doing another batch, and that's going to be probably a feature longer video on how I make these from the beginning to end, which I'm really excited about because I've refined some of my techniques to maybe make them easier, even though you still got to put the work in. Now, let me just get to this scene in closing here. So I brought my critic in, my wife, who's my best critic, and she looked at this scene and she was the one that said, look, those trees you have up there, like those big old growth, like they're great on the layout, but they should be back, not forward. She said, what you need to do is to have smaller trees here and some bushes to change things up a bit. And once again, she was right. So what I did was I took out those big trees and I put in just 3 of these aspens. Now here's the thing. You can see I'm putting in some bushes in here that I made, these sisal bushes. But I want to mention this to you because it's a testimony once again to Matt Medium. Oh no, here he goes again, right? I tried to pull this tree out and they're not coming out. Like they won't come out. Like they're metal wire. So I had to, snip the tree out. Like I wanted to take one of the trees out of there because I have these new sisal bushes, you can see it. And I'll probably be dropping one in there like this, just to sort of break up the scene a little bit and to create a little bit of a transition into this sort of windswept aspen look. And I'm really feeling good about this look now because it's not as aggressive and not too up front, but it's enough to sort of bookend or create a gateway into the like section 2. And it sort of mirrors some of the trees like this beyond that, and the ones that are going to be coming on section 3, okay? So cheers, happy modeling, and I hope you have a great day.